the grid appear. Draft your first line here. Design a new world. Watch your vision unfold.
Right, so yes, I have. So we have to start all over again. Right, so as I said, we have to look at it. We are considering that this is it in the front view. We are looking at it in this direction. So this is the front view. Right, so we have to look at start our drawing from the parts that we feel might be easier for us to start with, and this side is quite easy, and the base. Right, so first we have to figure out the length of this part, which is given to us as 48. Right, so 48. So we draw the line 48. And then we are going to offset to get the outline of this. So 48 here. Then from this side to this side is giving us what? 29. So 29. And then also we are going to offset again from this side to this side, because from this side to this is 1 to 1, right? So 1 to 1. Then we come back in this direction. From here we have 38. So 38 offset in this direction. And then the next one is 26. So we offset again 26 from here to here. Then the last one is 16 from here to here. So we offset 16. Then after that we are going to draw a straight line. Since this is the base, we just draw a straight line joining the endpoints together. So from here to here, and that's the base. The next thing is to get the outline of the shape, and it's between 26 and 16. The height we've been given is 16, so we are going to offset 16 upwards. So 16, and then we click on this part, and then we click upwards. We end the command. Then after that we trim to get the outline of this. Right, so just trim. Click on the trim tool, click here, and then click here, and then also click this part. Then we also click this part, and then this part, and then this part. So we have the outline of this when you look at it from the front. Then the next is to deal with this side. Right, so we have from this side to this side, we can draw a line to join from here to here. And then when we do that, we can then also look at this part. From this side to this side is giving to us the length from here to here is 41. So offset 41. Click here to this side. So we are just going to draw a line from here to this point. So the next thing we'll do is now come and start from this section. Right, you start from this section, and to do that we can use the reference, the circle here as the reference point. So for the circle, the center of the circle along the horizontal is given to us as 12, right, and along the vertical is given us at 44. So we offset 12 from here, and we'll change it to a center line, extend it. Then from the base 44, offset 44 up here, we change it to a center line too, and then we extend. So we click on it, click on the grip node, move the cursor, and then click to extend. Let's change it back. So in the intersection here is the center of the circle. So let's start with the big one. Big one has a diameter of 41. So circle, diameter, intersection 41. Enter. Then the next one is 28. So same center, 28. Now you realize that this edge is from the tangent of this circle at the top, right? So when we look at this edge, we don't have the length, but the length starts from this side, which is 28, and the overall length of this side is also given to us here as 51 from the center of the circle. So we'll do that one first. We will offset 51 here, offset 51, and then after we are done with that, we are then going to offset to get the step distance here. So offset 28, then we get 28. So we draw a line from the tangent here, line 2 from the tangent at this point to this part, and that gives us this outline. And then from this side to this side is 13, right? That's the height from here to here is 13. So offset again 13. We offset this line down. Then we can extend it and then trim the rest. You can also trim this side and change it back to a construction line. So we've gotten the outline here. Then the next thing is the width of this, which is 13. So we offset 13 again from here down. Then we draw a line from here to here. So now you can trim this part and then this line. Now this line is inclined at 76 degrees. So we are going to draw a line using this as our reference. We'll draw 76 and then we will rotate to the side. So to do that, we are going to the the polar tracking. Click on the arrow just beside the polar tracking and then go to track settings. Then we enter new, click new, enter at an angle of 76 and then click on OK. So we select the line 2 click on this part and then draw a line of 76, right? Then after drawing the line of 76, then we rotate this. So we are going to rotate this line with reference to this part. So select rotate, press enter. This is our base point. Then copy, right, and copy. So we click copy, and then we rotate to this point, and then we click. So we are going to check if we are correct. So we measure from this side to this side. Angle from this side to this side, 76. Okay, so now we delete this. Then we extend this line with this as our reference. So we select the trim tool, cutting edge is this line, right click, and then we click on shift down, and then we click on this, and then it extends to the circle. Then we trim. This one goes, this one goes, this one here, here, then here and here. We'll delete this line and then this line. So now we have the outline here. Done. Then we'll move on to the side. So for here we have an angle of 30 degrees from this side. So we are going to draw a line. First we'll change our polar tracking to 30 degrees. So we draw a line, click the end point here and draw a line of 60 degrees. And then we will extend. But before that, let's draw the height of this edge. Right, so the edge height is where is it? From here, 29. Okay, the edge height is 29. So offset 29. Then we extend. So we go to trim. Click on 2 times to extend to this line. Take the measure tool and then measure the angle from here to here, 30. Right. So now you can trim this side and trim this, and then also remove this line. Then we can either use the fillet or the tantan radius. So we can use fillet here. So fillet, trim, radius 6, enter. Click this side and then we click this side for the curve here. So we are done with the outline. The next thing we are supposed to do is to get the internal features. So we are going to shorten the center lines a bit. Then we are going to start with this. the length or the distance of this hole, the center along the horizontal axis from this dimension, is made with reference to the center line of this circle. So 38.54. So offset 38 and then 54. So we are going to extend this back to auto mode. Then we would also be able to find the distance along the vertical axis. So along the vertical we have 13 and 22. So we offset 13 from the base, click here 13, and then 22 here 22. Then we draw our circle. This is our intersection. So the diameter of the circle from there is 6, so D. Enter 6. Can repeat the same thing here. D, enter 6. Then change them to the whole centers and trim. So to trim, you can use the brick at a point or brick. Click one part, then go over the edge of the line and just click. It will disappear. Click one part, go over, click. Do same to this part. Right, so from there we have the next one, which is this hole. Now this is a counter bore hole, so you have to take note of that. The larger part is diameter 25, which goes a depth of 2 millimeters, and from there you have a diameter of 12, which goes through. So let's deal with diameter 25 first. So half of 25 is what? 12 point what? 12.5. Okay. So 12.5 here, 12.5 there. At a depth of 2. So offset down here 2. So we trim this. Okay, then the next one is 12 through. So that 12 divided by 2 is 6. So we offset 6 in both directions. So we extend it down and we trim the up side. Okay, so since this is a hole and it's an internal feature, it will be shown in what? Hidden view, right? So we can extend this line and then we can trim this side off, change this into hidden details, so hidden line. Okay, then the hole here, see that is right in line with this, right? It's also 6, so we are also going to offset again 3 here and then here. and we'll trim. So we trim this. And then we change them to hidden lines. Okay, then we are left with the last one here. So what I can even do is copy from here. I'll highlight this, select the copy tool, click this point as the base point, and then come to the top here and click here. And then when I'm done, I just trim. So we are done with our front view. Let's see if we can quickly add our plan. So are we giving third angle projection? So if it's third angle projection, it means our plan has to come to the top, right? So we can, one thing we can do is project. So we can project to make it easier for us to get. So projecting some of the critical parts. To make it easier for us to draw. So again, the external features. I am going to project the external features. Then after doing the projection, I am going to change the color of the lines so that you don't get confused. Let me just go to properties and then make them blue. So how do we do this? Well, we can start with one edge, critically this one, because it is when you look at it from the top, this looks symmetrical, right? If you divide it from the top, it's symmetrical. When you divide it, it's symmetrical. So we will start from one side of the symmetry and then move on. So we can tackle this one first, and that is from here to here. The length from this side to this side from the top view is 16. So we are going to offset 16. And when we offset 16, that is a line from here to here. Okay, from here to here. So that means that that line will start from this side all the way to this side. So let's just trim it where it starts and where it ends. This one to where it starts and where it ends. This line joins this part like this, and this one is inclined, and it starts from this part and it inclines to this part, right? So we delete it. I hope you can see what I am seeing. Okay, From there, we can decide to simply find the center and then offset. So when you look at the whole dimension, from this side, from here to here is 16. Then we need to find from here to this side, what's the dimension? Pardon? Can we get it? That is it here. Now, from this side to this side is given at 32. Right? 32. So what is the half of 32? 16. So we can do 16. We offset a line here. We extend it. And then we make that our center line of the symmetry. Okay. After making it the center line of our symmetry, we can then mirror what we've drawn already. Using the center line as our mirror line center, we select first and second mirror line, then we press enter. Then we come and deal with this side. What is the length from here to here? This is 12, right? 12. So that means that if we offset is 6, so 6 in both directions. We can even now use a line, the line 2. So we click on the line 2, we click here to this point, this edge, to this point, draw to this point, draw to this point, draw to this point, draw to this point. You have the top. Now we can remove this line and then this line. We are done with this part. Next is this part. So we draw from here to here. That is this part, the top here. So we are supposed to see something like a T, and that is what we are seeing here, right? Then we are not going to worry ourselves with the internal feature. We are going to continue with the external feature. So we are going to jump to this point. From here to here is 20, right? It's 20. So 10 in both directions, we offset. Then we know from the 10 is from here. Let me see, is this one too smaller than 10 or is the same thing? So we know we can draw a line from this side to this side to this side to this side, and we can also draw a line from here to here that represents the edge here, right? So from here to here. So we are done with the 10. Let's erase it. The next one, we have to now deal with the external circle. So we are going to now project the circle. So from this tangent, and project that longer than this, and then from this tangent longer. I'll leave that in white so that it becomes easier for us to join them. Now when you look at this circle, this part, the cylinder that makes this part, it's larger than this slightly, right? Let's see if we can get the exact length. Let's track. track 38. Let's see. Yes, it's 38. From here to here, 38, right? So 38 divided by 2 give us what? 19. So that means we have to offset 19 in both directions. So 19 here, 19 there. We know the length of the big circle, so we join from here following the 19 line from here to here, and then also from here to here. So you can now trim this side and this side, this, and then also take off this one, and then remove the 19. Right? Then this line from the edge here, okay, ends here, and it is below this one, so it will be in hidden detail, but we'll leave it like that for now. We'll change them to hidden line later. That is the base here. So we are done with that line. Then we are done with the large one. It's left with a small circle. So with a small circle, we can decide to draw it or just to check the measurements. If we subtract 28 from 42 and divide by 2, or we can just project from here. Project here, and then we project here, and then trim, cutting edges, and here, right click, so here, there will be hidden details, just like that, straightforward. Hidden details. What else would be a hidden detail? This is also supposed to be a hidden detail, but part of it would be hidden, so we have to break at a point where we would have the hidden detail, or we can just break from that section. So we can go for the short dash line and the dash line, or use this instead. Right, okay, I think we are done with these lines, so let's remove them for clarity. Okay, let's leave them for now. So we can go to modify, select break at a point. We select the line, we break at a point. Come again, break at a point. We select the line and then break at a point. Then now we select the line. See that the line has been separated into two. We can now change all those lines into what? Hidden detail lines. And then that's it. Right. So we can now trim off these lines. This line through here goes off. It's not supposed to be there. All the rest are hidden detail. Then what else are we left with? The internal features, right? So we've already done that for the whole here. All we have to do now is include a center line. So we just put a center line there. Okay, let me just extend this, not all the way to the top, somewhere here, and convert it to a center line. Then we come to this side, so we can now remove these lines. We are done with that. Then we come here, we can now extend this line. And I'll just extend one side of this line. So the intersection between this and this is the hole. So circle. I'll click on this part. And then I'll just come and click on the one part here. Yeah, the intersection there. What is happening? Radius. So the intersection here to the part here. That is the first hole. Then the second hole too, I'll project from here. So you realize that now I'm mostly not using the dimensions. I'm just projecting and then using them. So the second one is from here to here. And I erase the projection. Then from there we have this hole. This hole center to this hole center is 48. So 48 divided by 2 is what? 24. So 24. Offset here 24. Offset here 24. It's the same hole diameter as this. So instead of me drawing the whole thing, I'm just going to copy from here. So center point, I'll place at this intersection and place at this intersection. Then let me remove the lines for clarity. Then now we are left with these ones. So for them, I will just project. Trim, cutting edges. Break. Right, so we make this, we convert this into a center line, and then this two will be hidden. Right, so now we can delete all these lines. We are left with one more thing. This line. At the top, it will show. And it will show only from here to here. Let's see if there is any correction that we have to do. So, is this the true reflection from the top? That's the question that now we need to ask ourselves. And the answer is yes. Right. So this becomes yes. Yes, please. Which end? This one. Okay. Hey. Yes, what's the problem with the circle at that end? What diameter 6? Oh, the one at the top. Okay. Yes. So we can just copy one of these circles and put it there. That's all. So let's see if we can get an end view. So for me, to make things much easier for me, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to draw a line here. I'm going to imitate something quite similar to you doing with a board, right? So the middle section here, so from this part to this part, that is the closest from here to the closest from here. Then I draw a center line in between them. Then I am going to okay, let me just do 20. 20 is too much. 10, and then 10, and then draw in this direction. So where this center line and this 10 connects, I am going to draw a line at 45 degrees. Now the reason is simple, so that in a situation whereby I get confused, I can be able to use that line to help me track what I am missing. However, in a professional form, we don't do this. But you can do it. How do I put it? I'm not even going to say we don't do it. After some time, it's something that you can do just by looking and tracking yourself. So you will not need to do this, okay? But at this level, it can help you a lot. So let's remove this line from there. What we need is this one. So I'm just going to change the color so that we don't get confused. So this is the plan, this is the front view. The end view will come this way, right? So what we see here goes there. So okay, so let's do it from that section. So we are going to project the outlines again. Oh, this is rather supposed to go the opposite way. It's supposed to go this way. Let me extend this down. Right, so extend this one. First, let me draw the ones that will be close, and then the ones that will be far, the details that will be far. So these were close, they are the ones that we will see. Then I project the nose from here, project from here, project down here, project this from the intersection down here. So trim, cutting edges, okay, let me leave the extensions. So what I'm going to do is that I'm just going to change the extension colors, right, to make it a weaker color, which is blue. So the outline for this part, the part that we see, that is this edge, I'll use a line. Yeah, so we have that edge, this one. Then this side and this side, okay, we will project. Right, so that is this side and this side. Then the wings, these two edges, we project. You can even decide to do one side and then mirror to the other side, right? So let's concentrate on just one side. We'll mirror to the other side. So projected. Okay. Then we also extend with this. That is a projection line, so blue. So we have from this side to this side and this side and then this. All right. Then this side will be hidden. As for the projected lines, okay, this side will be hidden, so we are going to have a hidden line here. If we look at this from this direction, we won't see this edge, right? So it will be a hidden what? Detail. Okay, what else? This circle, we will see the ends, so we have to project it here. If you are projecting to, you have to be quite careful so that your projected lines are the way they are supposed to be. As I said, I'll do one side, and then when I am done with one side, I will mirror to the other side. Then we also draw trackers from here. So the circle begins from the top and then it ends here. Right, so this is the line for the circle. It begins from the top to this point here, and then it comes all the way down to this point. And it touches the side here for the large parts. Then for the small parts, that we can track from here directly. Oh, so I'm even supposed to go up more. It's supposed to go all the way to the top here. That's an internal feature, so let me leave it for now. Then the edge here, so let me track that, this line, this side, which would be behind and we can't see. Track to this point, and then we follow to this point. For that, I am going to change the color of the projection so I don't get confused. At times when it gets to a point and you feel the colors would be quite distinct and you get confused, you can change it so that it makes it easier for you to track your intersections. Then the other side. It's confusing, eh? Don't worry, when we start tracking them out, you'll see. Okay, so now let's see what we are talking about. So this is the back here, and where it intersects can help us to be able to draw it up. So the back here is from here to here, to this side, to this side, and then to this side, and then from here to here. So now let me remove it. The back here, that's it. Here, 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 and here. And they are supposed to be hidden details because we can't see them. Hidden. So for the circle and the other side, let me mirror so that they become clearer for us to see. I need a center to mirror. So let me extend to get the center and mirror the center from the center. So this. Okay, so I have my mirror line now. So I'm going to mirror this side, this side, this side, this part of the circle, extended line. So let me just, yeah, so the small circles that goes through, trim, apply cutting edges here and here, trim this side, this, then this. Then you have hidden detail. So that's the circle. And this becomes the center of the circle. I'm just going to copy this center line across. Then the lines, the holes. So after that, I'll remove the projections so that you can see what I have done. If the projections are there, you will not see. And then let me put in the hole here. Where can I get exact hole that I don't have to? Yeah. I don't want to create the holes. They are there already, so I'll just copy and extend. Okay, so I think for now, yeah, let me move them so that they become much clearer. Okay, so if we look at this in this direction, we are going to see this side. You have the T here, 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 here. That is 1, 2, 3, all the way to the top here. So you see this outline. Where is it? That's this outline. Right? The face here. Then the edge here. If you look at it in this direction, you are seeing 1, 2, 3. The hole here, right? And the hole here. Then this circle, this part, when you look at this, this one extends slightly longer than these sides. So you have here, 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 and then here. Are you getting it now? So there's this behind. I need another line here. Another line here. It has to be hidden. So behind this part is this side, which is the first shape here. This one is the first square here. Then this side is the second square here. And then the extension from here to here is the last square here. Right? Then these two lines are the hidden lines for the hole, the inside ones. The line here is a hidden for this whole, for this side. I am even supposed to include a hidden hole in this section, but because of the I will confuse you more, that's why I have left it out. Right? So this is how it's going to be. If you go, use a pen and pencil and sketch out the end view. When you sketch out the end view, compare it to the video when I send it to you and see if we've done the right thing or not. Bear in mind that we are supposed to even show this one inside this as hidden details. So what I'm just going to do is just put the center lines in them, and they, in conventional representation, they will mean the same thing, center holes. So put the center lines in them like that. So we have our plan, our front, our end view. Any question? This is third angle projection. Yeah. So this is our plan. Then front view. End view.
Game or
yeah. So that's it. Let me save up let me end the video.
White lines on the cool blue grid, building worlds that softly bloom. Precision